Welcome, it's SVPod. Stanford Steve. And me, no red at the bath. He needed it. He smelled like a bag of Fritos. Disgusting. Wifey away this weekend. We had slumber parties with the boys. So it's me, one kid, the dog. Double 3 wake-ups. Got the shits. Puking. Not a great scene.
You, the dog, or the kids?
It's a good question. It's not my boy. It was not me. It was Red. Always fun when you wake up and you hear your dog going. Could have eaten anything. A raccoon, a Nerf ball. You don't know. But apparently he's past that, so that's good.
Good.
But he stunk, so he's getting a bath. So no Red wandering around today. Really doesn't matter to
Helps
any
the
of you.
efficiency.
It does, because I got to deal with Red, and he's in the back barking at Oscar and Shannon. We're fresh off the plane. I got 2 cards. You might say double hammers.
Hey, now.
Dial them up. Gordo. Comeback season. Better be.
He'll be joining us in a little bit.
I'm so fired up for Oakmont. It is going to be an absolute bloodbath. That place.
It better be.
It's going to be.
Because they're hyping it up like these guys are going to shoot even.
Even wins.
Whoa.
Hands down.
I got 4 under.
I don't think so. Someone will shoot low early.
Yeah.
But these guys don't have a chance. Shout out to the 2-time champion, Andy North. Shout out to Sue. Hope you're feeling well, my love. We're back from Oklahoma City, fresh off the bird, into the seats. Let's talk.
Done.
Couple of games in Oklahoma City. I'll just start with the scene as advertised. Place is great.
Yeah.
Crowd's great. Home team's great. Played like it in game 2. After they were better for most of game 1, and the Pacers do what they've done throughout, stole it. All credit to them. But this Oklahoma City team has just been demonstrably better for 2 games, but the series is tied a game apiece. I feel like working my way backwards, just the impact that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has as the MVP is a consistent impact. You're going to feel his force on a nightly. 38 and 34, 72 points through his first 2 games.
Most ever by a first-time NBA Finals player.
Correct.
Some good names on that list.
He passed Iverson and Jordan.
Pretty good.
And I think that's where the Haliburton conversation has gotten not bogged down. I understand it. People's point to make about him is if you're a superstar, you know they're there always. There aren't quarters, halves, games where you're sort of just one of the players. A superstar is never one of the players. Haliburton's ability to win games at the end is beyond superstar. It's singular. We've never seen anybody do what he's done. So I don't want to weave off the highway and get into that conversation. Haliburton won game 1 with that late bucket. And Shai has been more consistent. Great in 2 games. The bench was awesome yesterday. Caruso, our guy Wiggs, shout out to the Dirty Terps. He was excellent last night. And we've got a series. We've got a series leaving Oklahoma City. We know for a fact at minimum a week from today, as we tape on Monday, we'll be back in Oklahoma City for game 5 at minimum. Could go longer than that. But leaving there today, I think a split for Indiana feels more likely best case scenario than going home and winning 2. I don't know how you beat that team 2 in a row, that Thunder team. Do you share that sentiment?
Yeah, I just don't think like that. They have so many things they have to correct for game 3.
Pacers.
Yeah.
Agreed. Starting where?
Mr. Haliburton.
Yep.
I heard Ryan Russillo and Legler talking after game 1, and Ryan was going through the usage rates of all-timers in playoff series. And Luka in that 22-21 run when they got blasted by the Warriors, his usage rate was in the 40s, which is just astronomical. And then he explained, he went through other guys. Giannis, when he made his run, was in the high 30s. Kobe in his prime in the mid-30s. Haliburton's at 22. And, watching these games with legs in the green room, how many it's the same exact speech at halftime after game 1 and game 2 of, I need more Haliburton. Where are you? Enforce yourself. Play with some,
urgency.
Yeah, we need you. It's the finals.
Like when you hear him say afterwards, I need to get downhill. Like I need to get to, touch paint. Okay.
Yeah.
Who's in charge of that? You are.
Yeah. Now, I look at this as, can he get there?
Exactly. You can want to do it.
Yeah. So to me, I look at Carlisle's a wizard. That's going to be the goal in Game 3, and that's why I can't wait to see the approach from them. We saw Oklahoma City as that Western Conference Finals ramped up, the more bodies and attention that Anthony Edwards got, and he was freaking frustrated. And you haven't seen that frustration from Tyrese yet, but he admitted, like you said after the game, he says those things, but why can't you just do it in the beginning of the game to get your guys going? You know how important you are. Yes, you have great role players. Everybody knows their role on your team, but you're not playing your role. And that's a problem. You're running out of games. There's a championship to be won. So I think all the onus is on the Pacers here in Game 3, and I can't wait to get to that building. I told you how good OKC is, and last night's a weird one. I was trying to explain it on the plane. You're up more than double digits so much, and that crowd never stops. But it's hard when the other team keeps missing and it was sloppy. The biggest thing in the takeaway in games 1 and 2, neither team has played their A game.
Not close, but I think a lot of it has to do with the stage is big. Both after Game 1, I talked to Ty Haliburton, and he admitted that you saw them, the nerves were part of it. The 20 turnovers at the half. I asked Shai about it, and he's like, "Definitely, it feels different. This is what you've waited for your whole life, is to be in the finals, and you are." And Ty was funny because he's like, "I got to watch the tape." I said, "You don't have to watch the tape to tell me how you feel. You know how it feels. It's got to feel different." And I'm going to take a detour here, which is why people can laugh, joke. Maybe they're serious. I'm serious when I say it makes zero sense to not throw the finals and the big-ass trophy on the floor. I don't know what deals were made to get your signage on the floor for, say, YouTube. And I get that things are virtually done these days, like on the boards in hockey and behind the plate in baseball. But get the decals and put them on the floor. This is the finals. Sometimes people, and I'll lump myself in, sometimes we all just need to be reminded of what's a big deal is. Because there's so much, more than ever before, clutter. Things that are singular, things that are this important, remind people they're important. The Super Bowl field would never look like any other field because it's the fucking Super Bowl. The finals are the finals. How complicated could it be to make them in time for this Game 3, Game 4, slap them on the court, remind people, so that forevermore, when we see video of this, that you know what it is. When people take lots of shots at media in general, and I feel like we were the bullseye more than anybody. I don't know whose call it is. I don't think it's ours to say what's on the floor. Like, we're not in charge of that. There's too many smart people in the NBA to not just recognize this is an easy fix. Make the finals feel like the finals because it is that important, and we need to make every effort to make games that are this significant be framed in such a way that they feel significant. Do you share that sentiment? Or do you like, who gives a shit if there's a decal on the floor?
To a point. I'm more of the cursive finals script guy.
Fine.
And I've been thinking the NBA is to blame now because they've taken that away from us, and now no one knows how to write cursive anymore. Look how good that looks.
Well, that's just societal. Write something in cursive and hand it to your kids and like, what is this, a Declaration of Independence? What is this?
Hieroglyphics.
What is this, caveman writings on a wall? Someone decipher this for me? Give me an archaeologist. No one knows how to write. My mom wrote a card to my child in cursive, and they're just like, what's this? I'm not kidding. They don't know how to write cursive. What are you kidding?
Well, blame the NBA. They took it away from us. It's a beautiful script.
I don't think it's the
finals.
NBA's fault that no one can write cursive, but
they took it away, so nobody knows how to read it. Now they could read it.
Well, put it on the floor. Make the finals feel like the finals.
I don't need the trophy as big as what's the tournament? In-season tournament? I don't need that.
Agreed, but the point that's been made by many is that this is a meaningless, I don't care how much you want to make it mean something, in-season tournament, and the floor looks like Rock and Jock on MTV back in the day. Give me Dan Cortez and a 10-point shot. You make that floor look like this, and this floor doesn't look different. That's just dumb, objectively dumb, and too many smart people are
When's
involved.
the last time we had it on the floor?
I don't know, but I never noticed it this.
I think it's just because people are yelling about it.
But I noticed it this time, and I'm like, it shouldn't feel like
the one that everybody keeps showing is Kobe against the Magic. That one's too big.
I agree. There's something in between. Yeah. Ta-da! And here's the trophy. Here's the finals because it's the finals. Riding at some point on the plane when the Wi-Fi worked, I saw Bomani Jones make a point on his podcast, and it was brilliant. That people say that sports are entertainment. And he said, no, sports are entertaining. Entertainment, sports are bigger than entertainment. Entertainment is meant to occupy your attention for a little bit and then it goes away. Sports championships don't. We talk about Kobe. We talk about Michael. We talk about Kareem and Magic and Larry and Back and Bill Russell and beyond. We don't talk about movies from them than the way that we talk about sports. Sports matter more. And that's why I do think it is important to make moments that are significant, that will be remembered for theoretically all time, to be that. Frame them in such a way that people are reminded. Sometimes we all need to be reminded of what are the important things because there's so much stuff. This isn't just stuff. This is a significant thing.
What's YouTube provide?
Money.
Entertainment?
Yeah. I understand. This
pretty evident they're in charge.
It's fine. Well,
we were on the court. It's a pretty damn big logo. That is not superimposed. That shit's painted.
Fine. Give me a logo. Going back to the basketball piece, what Shai does an amazing job of is making you feel his presence with his handle into the paint. Mid-range game's incredible, by the way. But then, all right, got to make shots. Caruso and Wiggins and those guys did yesterday. Oklahoma City made a bunch of threes. Indiana made 18 in game one. The Pacers were 3-point crazy in game two. Afterwards, Haliburton's like, I don't think we had a point in the paint in the first half. I'm like, well, no, you took 16, 18 first half threes, 20 threes. Like it might have been in the first quarter. At some point, I had a note, and I couldn't believe how many. It was only threes. And they didn't make a lot of them. They shot 35%. So you leave with the split if you're Indiana, great. To the point of you can't wait to be in that building, Rick Carlisle, whether last night was truly they took it to another level or it's just Rick Carlisle recognizing what they're up against and knowing we need every single thing we can get that will help us, he's like, look, you all better bring it on Wednesday. He is putting it on them to be whatever value they can provide, he's asking them to provide it. And they need it because Oklahoma City is what they've demonstrated all year. They're the best team in the game. But the Pacers do have one, and now they've got two at home. And so I think Carlisle's telling to me that, and he was not in a great frame of mind afterwards. I understand. You're pissed. You're like, all right, that's what this is. All right, well, we're going home. Hey, folks, what's the best you got? Bring it Wednesday. We'll match that, and we'll see how it goes. You're just going to they're going to need more out of Haliburton, and they're going to just need to play from within arm's reach. You can't keep pulling rabbits out of hats and erasing double-digit deficits against a team that, as they showed, at some point we're going to get ahead of you by 20-some-odd because they've played from massive leads all playoffs long. But I asked Shai, is there any lead that's comfortable? He's like, when it was like a minute and 15 left and we were up 19, I was good. It's honest, but not until. Anything else about Oklahoma City being there? This is our first time being in the space. We appreciate the kindness from the league, from all the teams, all the different folks associated with the teams. It's wonderful to be face-to-face. We never are. So you get to introduce yourself to these people that you've talked to but you don't know. There's great value in that. I've enjoyed that a lot.
They really like the bar at the Omni.
I made a brief appearance there. I was handled by an elderly gentleman, and I wish there was video of that, because I sat down with you and Legs. This man came, leaned on the couch, fell over, kind of hugged me, and I said, all right, I'm going to go. Took about 30 pictures in the bar, walked and found you guys, got handled by a guy.
Everybody has their time.
I wasn't.
That guy's was just longer.
He had been aggressively consuming.
Yeah, it's tough here because, we're asked to give reactions to the games. We're there. Yes, that crowd is unbelievable. Hospitality is incredible. City is, it's
on fire.
It's the true only show in town. They really are. And that city rallies to that point. And it's just awesome to see. It's a full investment.
And seeing everywhere you go as we drive around, just there's Thunder signage everywhere.
Yeah.
That's in a way almost collegiate, right? They identify with this team singularly, as you say. What's with a Sasquatch? Why they got a Sasquatch Muppet? I was going to look it up, but then I just want people in Oklahoma City to be mad at me, to say, that's Dusty. He represents the plain spirit of the something. I don't know what it is. They just got a big Sasquatch Muppet. He dapped me up. I just want to know, what is this? I guess you can't make like a cloud and a thunder. How do you represent thunder?
Yeah.
Maybe is it a buffalo? I look like a Sasquatch.
I don't know. You're the Muppet expert.
I'm really not.
You love them.
I'm just curious what do we got with that?
No, so I was it's hard, we come on and it's so hard not to overreact, but I will say the Thunder cannot dwell on this being 1-1 when it's so close to being 2-0. That's the mindset. And the Pacers, the same deal. You got one, but now it's on. And now you're going home. Now you're going home in front of your crowd. That's going to be absolutely awesome. So the onus is on you, Indiana.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to see how it plays out. Because, again, nobody has played that well, and it's 1-1. And somebody's going to take that next step. OKC is going to go on the road. Are their role players going to play like they did last night? History says that doesn't happen. So we got all we want for Game 3 for sure.
A Google search indicates that there have been alleged sightings of Bigfoot, particularly around Oklahoma City and the parallel forest in Comanche County.
Oh.
So maybe that's it. I don't know. History lessons. Steve.
How was Nelly?
Just so cool. I called him Nelly, and then I stopped and I said, Mr. Nelson, show some respect. I wanted to ask him, hey, you got any pot? You got any weed? One of the greats in the NBA, and I have a drop on the board of him saying, hey, I've been smoking some pot. He was there to be honored. Apparently, he said this is the first time in 7 years he's put on shoes.
That is awesome. And I'm not a feet guy. Feet are disgusting. But putting on shoes for the first time in 7 years.
That's living right there.
Holy hell.
That's living correctly. That's Maui life, baby.
That's good sand out there.
It was just so cool just to talk shop with him. I asked him, I said, what do you think of the game? He said, too many contested threes. He said, I don't mind threes. Too many contested threes. That's interesting. Yeah, a little talk with Nelly.
I can't believe how big Shaq is.
When he was turned around and saw me and spread his arms out wide, said, come here.
He swallowed you.
I'm a bigger human.
You're big.
Not next to Shaq. I was looking at him. He had sort of a plaid number, and I was wondering how many square feet of plaid were on that man's suit. His plane also large.
Holy hell.
That's how you know you got it. When you have like a fucking jet that's the size of like a Like, I don't even know.
Yeah.
Passengers, families, squads, the whole
A
squad
Delta cross-country flight.
with his logo on the tail.
That.
I'm going to get me one of them planes that you start with like a lawnmower cord where you're like, and it's got like a little propeller on the front and then slap the show logo on the back. You want to ride cross-country with me on that?
No.
At some point, I have a second card. This is plane talk. These are things that Steve and I talk about on the plane that I just jot down.
Mm-hmm.
One of them I'm going to get to right now, speaking of planes.
Oh.
Why are clouds bumpy?
It's about the cluster of the cloud.
What?
Pressure in the cloud. So when you have to go through the cloud, it's going to get bumpy because the air is not regulated.
You don't know what that means.
I do.
Instability in the atmosphere?
There's consequences going through clouds.
I know, and they say, hey, it's going to get a little bumpy. And every time I go through them, I'm like, tell yourself it's going to get bumpy. And then you go through it, and there's that one moment where the plane drops from this to that, and you're like, well, we're dead. It didn't happen today, but a lot of times I'm like, well, it's been a good run.
It's a great feeling when the bumpiness ends, and it's just like
nothing quite like it when you find that smooth air. But
so good.
It's pressure, cluster.
Yeah.
Someone out there
And there's
knows.
things inside forming the cloud, or else it would be air.
All air. Not air. Moisture. Instability. I'm asking. I don't understand.
You're the meteorologist.
They don't tell you on the NAM and the GFS why. What is it's unstable air, but I don't know what that means. What's not stable?
That's what's causing the bumpiness.
I know, but what in the air is unstable?
Pressure of the cloud.
Pressure. That's it.
Shout out to OKC and Oklahoma weathermen. They work around the clock.
Hey, ABC Channel 5, 13 straight years, most accurate. I saw that. I wanted to go over to the Channel 5 and say, can you patch me into the Weather Center? I want to give them a shout out. Holy crap. You talk about like the radar, and it's just Skittles. Full on yellows, reds, greens, everywhere.
Blue.
You're sitting there, and it's like the little crawl, tornado warning, and Chattahoochee Hoochie, whatever the hell. I don't know what county. I'm like, does anyone know the county we're in? We're kind of in a big sitting target right here. Should we be concerned?
Yeah, it's crazy. They showed up, and then they put the graphic of the state.
Of course.
And then the whole thing, it's like changing colors.
Watch is one thing. Watch is like, hey, keep a lookout. Warning's like, it's at the door.
I love the nugget that Royce Young gave us.
Which was?
How you know if you're from Oklahoma or not. There's 2 cities.
Right, and my grandma's from one of them.
Which is?
Miami. Spelled like Miami. And anytime I say my grandma's from Miami, they go, oh, you're telling the truth. You're saying it right.
And the other one's Duran.
Correct.
Spelled like Roberto Duran.
Right. I always ask, why would anyone lie about being from Miami? All due respect to Miami, Northeast Oklahoma. Shout to Grand Lake. Good to be back in the state. Miami and Duran.
Mm-hmm.
We're basically Oklahoma City insiders at this point. Although I don't understand what the Squatch is, and I don't know what county we were in. But thankfully, the tornado didn't hit the building. They said that, no joke, if one comes, they're going to stop the game. And they tell all the people in the upper deck to like come hunker down in the middle deck. You got a plan.
Yeah.
It's
amazing. I mean, our behind the scenes people with the broadcast and people talking about it have to be produced, whatever. Like it's an ordeal, and they know what they're doing. That's why, again, it just factors into how great the hospitality is there. They have everything covered.
We'll be back in a week for Game 5. Is it a closeout game for either side? I don't think so. Game 3, Stanley Cup, Monday night. We're home and off OFF, which means we get to watch it. That series has been outrageously entertaining for 2 games. Marchand in double overtime gives Florida a split. 2 games, 2 overtime games. I find myself rooting. I know you said you're rooting for McDavid.
Yeah.
Understood. A lot of people feel like they're just rooting for Edmonton/Canada. Not me. I'm rooting for the Panthers. I just like them. We all know why. Tell them why, Steve.
Coach Maurice
He screams "fuck me" better than anyone I've ever seen. And I don't mean like in a sexual way. I mean when he's mad. You see him on the sides, you could just beat me over and over, but he's just going, "Fuck me!"
Fuck off!
That's it. Excuse me, not fuck me, fuck off. So it wasn't sexual at all. It was just, fuck off! He's gifted with the profanity. Sorry for anyone listening in the car with their kids. Don't say those things. Don't quote the bald guys on the pod. But it's just been incredible. The pace of it in the overtime and the double overtime, it just looked like they were exhausted. Except for McDavid, who looks like the video game character that always finds the little thing that makes you have infinite green.
Yeah.
He just moves at a different pace, as we've covered. I don't know that I don't have any hockey breakdown, wall game, etc. We'll leave that to Oldie. Different space. He was at the golf, huh?
Yeah. He gave Lee Hodges a roll tide that I can't do in a Canadian accent.
Maybe better left to Oldie. Do you have any observations other? I just wanted to do Maurice screaming F off.
Yeah. No, it's been awesome. Watch it. It's fantastic.
You want more plain talk?
Sure.
Steve asked me this question, and I'm asking you. You can't answer, but I'm interested. Steve said, "What do you got for me on tomato juice?"
Oh.
You say you tried to drink it but can't.
Millions of times, every way, ice cold, on ice, Bloody Marys, the whole thing.
What happens when you try to drink it?
It feels like you ever have a cement mixer shot?
Mm-hmm.
Lime juice and Bailey's, and you swish it in your mouth and it curls up and it looks like it feels like you're going to puke. That's tomato juice. Doesn't feel like it's going to go where it's supposed to.
Can't swallow it.
Yeah.
How come the only glass that tomato juice is served in is that little short, skinny one that has the ridges on it? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
You ask for tomato juice, like, oh, let me go in the back and open up the little teeny drawer that's got the short, skinny glasses with the ridges. We keep those for the tomato juice. You use those a lot? Nope, only when old people come in. And they pour a little. I'm pro tomato juice.
I've never even seen you drink it.
Of course you haven't, because where would I get it?
Work.
What do you think? Up in the bodega, they've got like a tomato juice?
Yep.
I like
vegetable juice?
I like V8, and you like salt.
I thought V8 makes both.
I don't know. I like the V8 with just the regular V8, old school V8. And you like salt more than anybody, and V8 is just like salty tomato juice, only there's vegetables in it.
Can't do it.
See how I put the extra syllable in there? Vegetables. And you could do it.
I've tried. Love tomatoes.
And you said you can't even do a bloody.
No.
Bloody's just very diluted.
And who doesn't love Tito's?
And you love it a lot.
Yeah.
So it dilutes the tomato juice and makes it easier to swish it around and then you swallow it.
Can't do it. I don't know how, now these, the celery bean stalks coming out of it.
Just take it and pitch it.
The straw, there's all these vegetable, where do you drink it?
Just take all that crap and throw it away.
Sweet red mustache.
Also, there is
That's the other thing. It's
then you got
it's thicker than a milkshake.
There's some pulp in there.
Yeah, that's
okay.
Can't do it.
Made me think about when's the last time I had some, and I don't know the answer. But I'll tell you what, new health kick going right over here.
Yeah,
when I get done today, bang, heading up and buying me some tomato juice. Excuse me, some V8s. And I'll get those little itty bitty cans because it's
all right. Hold on. So, do you drink the vegetable juice or tomato juice?
I prefer the vegetable juice, and it's very sporadic. I'll go through a run where that's what I'm doing, and then one day I'll wake up and go, no more.
Weirdo.
Completely. This is
so. If they don't have vegetable juice, will you buy the tomato juice?
No. But I'm saying if you were at a place that say you went to a breakfast buffet and you were going through and you're like, oh, I'll have some of this. Oh, look here. We got a little, you know what I'll do? I'll get one of those little short, skinny glasses with the ridges and pour myself some nice room temperature tomato juice.
Oh.
And then I'll go back and I'll have a sip or two and I'll go, that's about enough of that.
It's got to be cold on ice.
I'm with you. I prefer ice
Feels
cold.
like it swallows ice more than sweet tea does.
Just eats it alive.
Sweet tea destroys ice.
I don't like sweet tea.
I knew that.
I like it with a lemon. I like tea that tastes like tea, not that tastes like you're sucking on a sugar cube.
You can't ever get sweet tea cold enough for me. Problem.
You could put down like a pitcher, couldn't you? Sweet tea.
Tito's, yeah. Loosening it up. I got a question about the NBA Finals.
Back to that. I'm ping ponging today. I got a lot of stuff I want to talk about, but they're all.
We'll get to Gordo.
It's like one. No, I'm not worried. Gordo better get his act together. All right, go.
All right. During the football season, am on the field for the college football games after game day.
Yes.
And there's music blasting. It's guys getting ready, warmed up, about to lay it on the line.
Yep.
But being at the NBA Finals and being on the court pregame, you're doing hits, we're doing stuff, and just watching guys warm up and see what it takes to get themselves ready.
Yep.
I can't tell you how many different fragrances you smell. Like people bathe in fragrances.
Lotions, potions.
Like from the guys walking like it's still on them when they go out to work out. Ushers, the millions of people that are in suits that work for the team, people on TV. Like I'm not a fragrance guy.
We need to get you some Issey Miyake for game 3.
I'm good. But are you with me? It sounds like you're going right through the fragrance department, right at the old G Fox.
Or like when you're coming back international flight, duty free, and you're gonna pass out from the smell. I can't notice that because I thought you were gonna heckle me and make fun of me for my obsession pregame.
No,
I don't notice it because I'm too busy watching guys shoot so I can watch the rotation of their shot. Can I tell you, Lou Dort shoots a ball that goes? I can't tell you how high it goes. And it spins at a rate that it's amazing the net stays hooked onto the net. Siakam, too, remarkable rotation. Chet Holmgren, more of a shot put, very little rotation. It's exactly like watching golf swings on the range. Each is different. The end result is often the same. You're a flusher, clean contact at the bottom of that swing.
Hoping to get to the factory.
Correct. But how you get the ball in the bottom of the bucket is your way to do it. But I couldn't stop watching Lou Dort. Jalen Williams also. J-Dub, number 8, that one. Not J. Will, the other J. Williams from Arkansas. His rotation's amazing. Each guy does the same thing. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander warms up in the same way, does like a shell drill. Caruso does this thing at the top of the key where he does these like calf raises, and then he's doing follow-throughs. Chet Holmgren starts. He's like in mid-court, and he's shooting the ball straight up in the air, and then he works his way. It's just each guy, you can tell, creatures of habit that do the same thing. So I was so immersed in that little bubble that I didn't notice who smells like lotion.
Oh, my God.
And hey, is that Colors? Remember when that was the fragrance?
No.
You're too young for that. Bro, your man was rocking Colors one summer. What's up?
I'll give you
at the VU.
I'll give you 3 colognes.
Okay. That you wore?
Yep.
Cool water.
Hell no. That thing smelled horrible. Horrible.
Polo green bottle.
Dracar.
Noir for the late. Come on. Straight up little black bottle. We all had it. Okay.
Eternity.
Okay. Never did it.
Calvin Klein.
Mm-hmm.
Polo.
Okay.
And then it went to like the unisex. Remember CK1? Atrocious. And that's when I was out.
Issey Miyake for life.
Give me some good deodorant and we're good. And I often get complimented.
On your deodorant?
My fragrance.
What do you smell like?
Clean.
That's all I aspire to be.
Washed.
That's it. That's why Chuck's right. You got to bring a bar of soap on the road because those little scallop-sized things.
Don't let that dry you out. Don't do it.
Also, I'm 6'6". What am I going to? By the time you get done washing off, people say they don't wash their legs. What the fuck's wrong with you? You walk around with dirty legs your whole life?
Come on.
Wash your body.
Summertime, 3 showers a day.
It's a morning and night minimum. And if you got a daytime sweat, I'm with you.
Got it. Chlorine. How do you get it off?
Can I send a shout out of thanks?
Of course.
Boys weekend, family function, wifey, daughter, mom, aunt, all the ladies in town, out of town.
Again?
It was a family function. So they didn't go on another trip. It's good to be a Van Pelt. So was the fellas, me and the boys and the dog. And I want to say thanks to the Washington Nationals, specifically to Kyle out there. Weather cleared. I'm like, hey, I want to swing by and bring the boys. What do you got for me? I want to pay for some good ones. They were kind enough to just say, just come on out. We'll take care of that, which is unnecessary. But first of all, I got to see DeGrom.
Oh,
let me tell you, that dude pushes 98 as effortlessly as the two of us sit here and yammer about nothing for an hour. It's just, I couldn't get over just the ease with which he did it. 7 scoreless. They could have played for 28 innings, and the Nats weren't touching that dude. And so you try to explain to the boys who didn't see a run for the home team, that guy's 48. When he's right, he's one of the best there is. Side note, shout to DeGrom, who in 2018 pitched 217 innings, had an ERA of 1.7, and his record was 10-9.
Must watch. Didn't miss an inning that year.
People cry about Skeen's run support with Pittsburgh. Cry me a river, man. Yeah. DeGrom, was it 18 or 19? I wrote it down.
18, I believe.
2018. 1.7, 217 innings. 10-9.
Yeah, in that run, that's when it started. And I don't even care if he comes and pitches at Citi Field in a Rangers uniform. But that's when they started, in his pregame warmups, they started playing Simple Man by Leonard Skinner. Good God, that gets the goosebumps going. What a song.
They had some absolute bangers.
The group?
Yeah.
It was a guy. Leonard Skinner.
God's sake.
Simple Man. Talking about himself.
Not a guy, Steve.
Okay.
Actually, it was a gym teacher.
Is there multiple singers?
It was a Jacksonville guy, a gym teacher, I think the story goes.
Oh, you love Jacksonville.
Shout out to Jacksonville.
Chiefs at Jags.
Can't wait. I have to tell you, when you take two boys through like a hospitality place where there's like the siren song is singing by the pizza oven, and then there's just an array of dogs and tenders and things of that nature. And then there's an ice cream bar, and they're all like, Dad, look at this. I'm like, yeah. Like, you can have whatever you want. It's for free. And they're like, oh my God. Driving to the stadium. And I asked him when we were walking up here, I asked my youngest, I said, hey, buddy, what do you want to eat at the stadium? What did he tell us?
Crap.
He was so enthusiastic. Biggest smile. He actually did fine. He kept it together. We weren't gluttons. He said, I don't want to eat dinner too soon, Dad. I'm like, cool.
Oh, see, I thought they were going to be like, after you're walking out of the stadium, where are we going for dinner?
No, that's what I said. I said, you guys got enough? Because it's still early enough because DeGrom pitched and only took like 2 hours and 10 minutes. We could go get some dinner. Now we're all set. But thank you to the Nationals for having us. It's a wonderful setup out there. They were kinder than they needed to be. I just want them to know we appreciate that. The boys had a blast. They wore Nationals gear. I did not.
Orioles, red hot Orioles guy.
Loyal, ride or die till the end. They know that. They understand that. It's just
you went to a Nats game when they went to the World Series, right?
I did not.
Oh, your mom went.
My mom and my aunt went. My mom and my aunt went.
Okay.
They're
Nats fans.
Yeah. Ask him to name a Nat. I have $1 million in cash. I'll give you $100,000 for every Nat you can name. Go. Oh, I can take my $1 million with me? Thanks. Did you enjoy that World Series?
Yeah. They won a home game.
Thank you. No, they didn't. They won all 4 in Houston.
Time trials over the weekend.
And
a special shout out as we're doing it to the parents that have to deal with the meltdown of the kid that's just not going to do it that morning.
And it happens, and when it does, it's crippling.
It's brutal.
Because you know what? That from those blocks to the other end, it must look like you're swimming the English Channel. No chance I can make it to the other end.
And it's tough because they've done it all week in practice. You know, we give them a week, and then they get there, and we had a couple, and I truly it's along the lines of traveling and flying.
Yep.
And seeing the parent that's the kid's just not having it, and they got 3.5 hours, whether they got shit up their back or a wet diaper, or they just don't want to sit on your lap for 3.5 hours. I sincerely feel that, and I try and offer help, and a lot of times that baby's looking at you like, "Come any closer, pal, and I'm going to kick you right in the teeth." So I've refrained from that. I'll just lend a hand. But yeah, at the pool, it's because it's complete mayhem. You got 8 and unders. That's usually the group, and they start every stroke, and then your heats go based on age. But man, yeah, it's a tough one. You got 8:15 Saturday morning, and your kid's kicking and screaming, saying, "I'm not going in." That's a rough way to start the weekend. So
raining.
We're going to be there again today.
All right,
and we're going to try and get going. We got to get times. If you want to swim in, that's what I told my kids. Like, oh, you want to swim in the meet?
Mm-hmm.
Get on the clock. The only one way to do it. Get in and go.
And just
touch.
There you go. And you're not competing against the kid next to you. You're competing against your time.
And butterfly and breaststroke. 2 hands.
That's right.
And touch 2
There'll
hands.
be none of that willy-nilly one-handed nonsense.
Can't have the DQs.
No. It is. We got our first meet tomorrow.
Yeah?
On the calendar. My wife says that to me a lot. When I'll ask a question.
I'll
ask the question.
Calendar talk. I got plenty.
And I'll say, is there such and such? It's on the calendar. I'm asking you. Could you just tell me?
See, I'm Steph.
Oh, it's on the calendar?
No. I'm told what time. We need the time. Practice Saturday, it's not good. We need the times. We got to branch off.
Well, understood.
You know?
I mean, that's just we're all unpaid Uber drivers.
You don't check the board. What's the point of having the board?
I understand.
You got a phone? Put it in your phone.
Fine, but I haven't checked 4 days down the line from right now, and I'm just asking a question. Could you answer that for me?
You don't check 4 days from now for anything.
That's why I'm asking right now. Could someone tell me what it is? Or
it's on the board.
To the question. I'll check the board later. I'll refresh my memory. If you could just help me now. It's on the board. But then let me tell you, buddy, anytime there's a question come back to me and it's there, there is very little that feels as good as being able to say, it's on the board.
Oh, it's the best.
It's on the board. Check the board. One for me. Everybody else, 1,000,000. Dad, 1. It's all right.
Nobody's keeping score.
Yes, we are. There are giant scoreboards in this life, and I'm getting my ass mopped on all of them.
One more thing.
I got way more things.
You do? Okay. Plenty of reaction to the swim trunk.
Oh, yeah, there were. Yeah, there were.
I mean, my favorite, because it was the most ample of the responses to the tweet was, how do you say the company's name again?
Bill Brookham.
Thank you very much for the free towel if I purchase over $700.
It's just doing you a solid.
You must have, how many towels? You probably don't even take them anymore because you got so many free ones. Are they good towels?
Oh, yeah. Might have placed an
Do they
order
have
after
colors?
this. Oh, yeah. Well, this one's navy. Just all the talk got me amped up. You like the flag ones, like the little red, white, and blue with the tortoise on it. Bang. New 4th of July suit.
$690.
Nah. It was less than that. Less than that.
But plenty of people reached out. I think it's a timely conversation to have. At the pool, it came up. Dads are very aware. I'll just say that. And they're trying. They're trying other things. I just want to say thanks to Roback for hearing the conversation and sending. We're trying a new style.
Okay.
But the biggest key,
Huh.
they're long enough.
Good.
That's the start.
Good. Keep your junk in the trunk. I just want to say to all the folks at the Thunder game, the different members of different squads and their coaches. Hey, checked out those trunks. I'm like, did you get some? Nah. Are you crazy? Like, get one. Some guy on Twitter's like, I did it. Took the plunge. I'm like, buddy, it's a slippery slope. Colors, design, stitching,
like Lay's potato chips.
Things
Can't
of
just
that
have
nature.
one.
Yep, I fired. And by the way, you think I got one? No. Because it's Father's Day, so this is real simple. I'll get it, give it to her. You can give it to me. That way I'm getting something I know I like.
All right, I got to ask a question.
Go ahead.
More than not, since you became a father, do you buy a Father's Day present for you?
For myself?
Yeah.
No, I normally let him do it, but this.
But you know there's something that you want that you're not going to get, like one of those bathing suits.
Well, yeah, and that way you could just say, here, like you don't have, because I'm impossible to buy for this very reason. Because if I see something or I think something, I'm like, oh, I'll just go ahead and knock that out. Simple. So here, I did it. You don't worry about it. Because I get it. I'm a pain in the ass to buy for. But on the topic, Steve, of how many of this do you have? How many pairs of shoes you think you got?
Oh God.
A
lot.
Yeah, a lot. Give me a number. We're still looking for a number count on the cups, by the way.
Yeah, they're still hidden, and I missed my window when I had the kids. I was gonna make it a project, but
that's fine.
They're like Team Mom, because guess what? They came home from Connecticut, and now we got the freaking O'Wallace.
Those are good.
They stink.
Oh. Cross them off the possible sponsor list.
Yeah. There's plenty of other better.
Vilebrequin. Come on.
All right. I'm going to guess here.
We move product. It's evident.
Have you heard from Vilebrequin?
Who?
Vilebrequin.
Them? No. They don't care. I
think they're doing all right.
Yeah, they got high-end Hollywood types wearing their stuff, I'm sure. They're not worried about some peepaw in Maryland.
Like sneakers in the house?
Do you say sneakers or tennis shoes?
Sneakers.
Of course. There's people that will
I do have a couple Stan Smiths.
Now, see, tennis shoes and sneakers are the same thing to some people. It's like pop and soda.
Exactly.
I think it's regional. Grinder, sub, hoagie, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, sneakers. I'm asking how many sneakers do you have?
How many do you think?
It's got to be like at least 80.
I was going to say less than 100. I knew I wasn't going to get away with that.
Price is Right.
I'm going to say less than 80. I'll count them this week for sure. If I don't, I got to drink a V8.
On the pod.
On the pod.
This is just Scout's honor?
What do you want me to video it?
No, I'm just
saying.
I'll
video it and have
You don't have to. No one wants to watch a video of you counting fucking shoes.
I'll have the kids do a video.
It's unnecessary.
In front of the shoes.
Just count the shoes. Give me a count.
All right.
If it's north of 80.
No. All I have to do is count them.
Right. I'm saying if it's more than 80, you got to drink the V8.
No. I just have to count the shoes.
If it's more than 80, you just did.
No, I said I will count the shoes. I promise you. If I don't count them.
Oh, see, I thought if it was more than 80, you were drinking a V8.
I'll do it. I'll do that, though.
This is far less exciting.
For you.
Whatever. Just count the shoes because I get heckled for and those are. I mean, I understand maybe they're not.
I bought myself a Father's Day present this year.
What'd you get?
I wore them last week on the pod. I bought the Jordan 4s.
I saw you getting those.
Got a good deal.
Did you?
I did.
You got to connect.
It's funny.
You got the plug for the shoes.
It's funny. People have reached out, so there could be I'm waiting for the Forrest Gump Air Maxes. They are tremendous. The women's are only out right now.
Okay.
Talk some golf. Or you got
two more things. Number one, this all leads to the one last thing from Plain Talk that Steve and I were reminiscing about, and I think you probably have to be of a certain age for this. The older, the better. As a younger person,
I know where this is going.
Was there anything in the world that was as magical as walking into a sporting goods store?
No. Nothing.
And there are regional ones. Give me the name of yours.
Blanchette's, Shelton, Connecticut.
DMV, how about shout out to Irving's Sports Stores? I remember the exact two. I remember the one I went and got my first cons, Dr.
Two
J's.
total?
There were two I knew of.
Okay.
And I could drive you to both of them right now. I'm sure they're gone.
Mm-hmm.
And then Herman's was another one around in the DMV.
Couple?
Yeah, Herman's. There was a few Herman's. There was a few Irving's.
Like your guys on your high school baseball team would go get their cleats there.
It was never like a team thing, but everybody.
No, but I'm saying like,
oh, hey, Irving's has the whatever,
Yeah.
the spot builts that you want. Remember those?
Hell yeah. Love spot builds.
You could go to get the good ones at, hey, Irving's has them, but go soon. And then Foot Locker came along, and then that was more mall-driven. But I could smell the smell of the shoes when you walked in. And it's like, for a little kid / through your teenage years, like taking ecstasy, I guess.
How much do you think a batting glove costs now?
I'm not good at prices. Like when I go through the grocery store and I see what, like, wait, what? What? Are you shitting me? This cereal was $8? What are we joking?
Eggs?
I don't even know. I think those went down. Well, in your house,
How about
it matters.
gas in Oklahoma City?
$2.39 for gas.
Oh.
Move to Oklahoma City and just drive around.
Amazon deliver gas.
But that's all gone. Like
all gone.
Because, and I mean, there are gigantic sports stores you can go in now. But it was
the same.
The small little strip mall store where like the wall was carpeted and the shoes were up on the blocks. And
Hats behind the desk.
Oh, and you'd walk in there. That feeling was as good as it got. And
you knew you were getting something too. Because you didn't go there like, I just want to look. Like, it's not like the girls walking in the Ulta or what's our other favorite? Blue Mercury. What other stores?
Chess King. I'm doing Rosillo right now. Chess King
what's
was
the one that begins with an S?
Sephora.
Yeah.
How about that?
That's not cheap.
All right, get him a candle. Get him some potions.
No one uses candles.
I feel bad for the kids that don't know what that's like. That the magic of walking into that and feeling that something good's happening. Maybe I'm going to get the orange coach's shorts to go with the yellows.
Sand knit.
What a horrible product.
Bag of Red Man in the back.
Ugh. I remember when Pop bought me the Dr. J's.
Back.
Let's you and me. We'll bring coach's shorts back. They only had Carolina blue. Dad's like, they only have Carolina blue, as if that was going to be enough. I'm like, I don't care. Could be poop. I'd wear them.
Who'd you hate when you were young?
Not as much as I hate now, Steve.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
List has got longer.
Duke wasn't good.
We hated North Carolina before we hated Duke, for sure. And I'll tell you what I hated: the Dallas effing Cowboys and Roger Staubach. That guy can go to hell.
American icon.
I don't mean it. Now I'm an adult, and you just recognize, God, he's as good as it gets. But let me tell you, that man broke my heart repeatedly.
Speaking of breaking hearts.
Yeah?
The time?
All right, I'll say this in a sentence. Sabalenka, be better. Be better than that. Be better. You lose, like, there's a way to say, I wish I didn't help an already great player like Coco by playing poorly. And I got to find out how I can be better. To sit up there, I get you're sad, but to be that poor, to have that poor form after you lose and not give credit, that's a player I admire. That's a talented player who's got a whole lot of heart of a champion, fights hard. That was nonsense. Poor job. Not as poor a job as losing all your double hammers. And with that in mind, America, there he is.
There he is.
Got the Freddie Mercury stash for us, Gordo? Turn your mic on, for God's sake. All right, we're back. Gordo's back. Gordo's got the mic fired up.
He's got the Wyndham Clark shirt gear going.
He's got the stash.
Early lean?
It's Oakmont. It's a tremendous test, rigorous test. Are you trying to embarrass the best players in the world? The USGA was asked. No, we're trying to identify them. Oakmont will identify someone. Does Gordo have the equation? Before we begin, Gordo, what do you have to say for yourself?
Can we do a quick mic check first?
Yes, we got you.
Thank God. That was like Scott trying to get into our pre-show teams meeting last week. Scott, I feel your pain now. You just feel helpless.
Haymaker off the start.
It's tough. I felt bad. I was spitting knowledge and nobody heard me.
Just to note, this is Gordo's personal favorite major, U.S. Open.
That's good. It's like flavors of ice cream. Everybody has their favorite. Why is this your favorite, Gordo?
So I'm not a big patriotic guy like USA. I don't really bang my chest for the U.S. in sports a lot. But something about this national championship does give me a little bit of juice. And it's the hardest major every single year. This year we're going to the hardest track of all the hardest ones. Obviously we know you always give the tie to the Open Championship since they invented the game, which I think is fair. But this one for me, I like watching guys struggle. I know Steve does. We're going to get a lot of that this week.
We better.
You will. I promise. It's going to be carnage, bloodbath in all directions. The early reports out of there, just in the run-up, the practice rounds were just like, holy smokes. As Steve's fond of saying, buckle up. We were there for the U.S. Open many years ago. Cabrera in 7. Is that the correct year?
It was
amazing. Just Western PA. It's a gem. It's played. They've hosted it more than anybody, right?
They have number 10.
It's just awesome. It's just absolutely awesome. So, you did come on and you've owned what happened at the PGA.
You want me to recap? I have the numbers.
I was going to say,
but I have a positive at the end.
All right, let's go.
He lost 27 units at Quail Hollow. Wow. But he has gained 40 units looping since.
Oh.
Looper. Grind it out there.
Yep. All right, busy week looping last week. That's good. I'm saying we're looking out the windshield, not looking in the rear view. We're looking forward, not back. Right?
Indeed. We are. Well, you look back a little bit to then look forward. We're not making excuses. Again, like I said at Quail,
yep.
Double Hammer is supposed to be slump-free. Bad bounces are not supposed to be in play. Taylor Pendrith makes 20 10-footers. That's not supposed to matter, but it did. But the good news is it's still the most predictable sport there is. We feel good about we got 2 doubles and 2 singles. Get ready for some Harris English love on this podcast.
All right. Like fours, we're throwing up fours. We got 4 hammers, 2 doubles, 2 singles.
Yeah.
Okay. Where do you want to start, Gordo?
Well, look, I think first, quickly on Oakmont again, like it has the highest scoring average in major championship history. It's going to be brutal. Now, if it rains, it's going to be a little bit easier, but it's still going to be absurdly difficult. So you want to gravitate to the guys that aren't going to let a really hard course beat them up. But where I would start is quickly on Scotty. I think we got to get Scotty out of the way. Like, get ready to see some old footage of his first round ever in a major. It was in 2016 at Oakmont. Just finished his sophomore year at Texas. Shot 69, tied for 7th, his first ever major round.
Pretty decent. Pretty good indication that he was on the way.
Shot 78 on Friday, missed by 1, but that is, I think, like he's plus 275, Scott. It's the shortest odds to win a major since Tiger at the 09 PGA.
Is it worth betting?
It's worth betting in the sense that you're hedging your other bets.
Okay. All right. Let's get some props going. I love U.S. Open. Miss the cuts. I have noticed the numbers are way lower than normal. Usually you could grab multiple guys in the plus 400, plus 500. I see Scotty at plus 750. And then the next highest. This is the miss the cut. Is Bryson at plus 340, Rahm plus 330, Rory plus 300, Morikawa plus 250, Fleetwood plus 235. What do you? I know you love U.S. Open to miss the cut. What are you going with?
Yeah, so it's a good observation by you, Steve, because the reason for that is only top 60 make the cut this week. It's top 70 at the PGA.
Math.
I feel like we're starting in a negative space, but that's fine. I understand it's going to be
Getting
hard.
the negative out of the way.
Okay, and then we're gonna.
Let me guess who's on this list.
2 guys who stink.
Stink.
Go ahead.
All right, plus 175 is Patrick Cantlay.
Given.
That one might be a loser. I'll tell you right now that, but that's just a fun bet.
Okay.
And Hatton plus 185. Just 2.
At this
just
point,
2 for me this week, Steve.
At this point, you're pot committed on the Cantlay thing. You're going to say that he can't make the cut. So you're going. It's just as predictable as FRL will be Cam Young, who almost chipped in to make the playoff. By the way, in Canada, just missed that. So those are 2 MCs right there.
Yep. Give us your 2 to make the cut. Come on.
Guess who's plus money to make the cut? You just won't believe it.
Cam Young.
Cameron Young plus 110 to make the cut.
That seems free.
Really close. It was a semifinalist for the Hammers. But again, top 60. That's a lot tougher than top 70. But yeah, I mean
What's his ranking?
What's his world ranking?
Yeah.
It's in the 60s now.
All right, so you're asking him to play over his head. I don't like that one.
It's 56 after the tie for 4th.
That's all you need.
Okay.
That's all you need. It's T56, and you play the weekend and you get paid. There you go.
What about an amateur out there?
And then I haven't been able to find this market, but if you can get low amateur with a buddy, a colleague, family member, constituent,
Scott.
Whoever it is,
Scott will book it.
I'll book it.
Ben James, you can have. There's 15 amateurs, Scott.
Yep.
You can have the other 14. Give me Ben James, whatever you want.
Whoa!
Minus 120, I'll do it.
All right, there you go. That's free. Just get at Gordo on Twitter. I don't know how the markets work. Just DM him. He'll set the book for anything at any time. So you'll establish the market. And Ben James that's interesting. They don't have a prop for that. I guess I
don't think it's out yet.
Well, I don't know. It's probably hard to handicap. You know what I mean? How well, literally the number 1 handicapper in the world is probably the guy we're talking to with the Freddie Mercury mustache right now when it comes to trying to assess the amateur market.
Okay.
All right.
Correct. There's several that I've never seen. I don't know if they're local qualifiers or USGA, junior champions. The kid Mason Howell, though, the 17-year-old that shot 63-63, he's the only guy I'm worried about. But Ben James is he'll be a winner on tour by this time, 2027.
Wow.
He just says a lot of shit. Okay. There's a guy on his list that is not even on the tour anymore that I have to
look him up. I get it. He's got 2 first names. He's really good.
Okay.
All right.
Was your guy Kiefer in this field, by the way?
He is in the field. Scott, actually, that reminds me. I want to ask you.
Please.
What is your take in general in the betting scape on the term value?
Oh, God. It's the term that's been co-opted by people that have never in their life owed a book money they didn't have, that they had to try to sell. They had to go try to pawn some shit and go meet a guy in the basement of a poker room across from the zoo downtown in Washington, D.C. Again, I'm just making up a theoretical that tries to sound smart about betting. And they're like, I really feel there's value in this. No, shut up.
So you're out on value.
I get what you're saying, but it's people that I don't think are real dyed-in-the-wool gamblers that talk a certain way, and it just rubs me the wrong way.
I also think it's a way for people to say they're like, if you like, all right, value. It's basically an underdog money line. Like, just say the team's going to win the game. Why do you got to say there's value?
I think you just want to sound smart when you're talking about this is how much smarter I am
You're
than you.
saying they sound dumber.
I'm just saying it annoys me.
All right.
So
you might hate what I'm about to say then, but circling back to Kiefer, who was 350 to 1 to FRL at Quail Hollow, now only 110 at the U.S. Open. So perhaps there was some value last month.
110
we
what?
had him at 350.
110 what?
Plus 110.
110 to 1.
110 to 1 FRL.
Oh.
So I'm off Kiefer because we had him at 350 a month ago. Reason why I asked you on the value play, because now I feel like, the value's not there. Let's not do it.
I think clearly what this says is that Gordo moves markets. That's the headline. Gordo moves markets. That's it. You have any other? Let's get some winners.
Let's get to start with the single hammers.
All right. So
I love the moment. He's done the work, and now he has to share them with the world.
The work. Look, we know it's always earned, never given, no excuses, all that stuff. As I think Steve, I can't remember if it was Steve or my Uncle Mike that told me a few years ago, run to the units, never run from them.
That was Uncle Mike.
Uncle Mike.
John Rahm top 20 minus 105 is a single hammer, as is. We were on it last month. Xander top 20.
I love them both.
Xander really hit the ball well for 3.5 days at Memorial. 7 straight top 10s at the U.S. Open. 2016 was last time he didn't play it, so this will be the first time he sees it. Couldn't feel better about them. Only reason why they aren't doubles is because we got 2 that we feel slightly better about. But Rahm top 10, Xander top 20. They're both in the minus 105, minus 110 to plus 105 range, which is our sweet spot. We were a little, not greedy, but slightly out of the comfort zone with the Corey Connors low Canadian all the way up at plus 175. I'd still bet it, but yeah, we're back to the sweet spot of the actual prices, which is good.
All right. Could I just inject one thought here? I'm picking Rahm to win. I like Rahm to win.
Okay.
There you go. So I like him top 20, obviously, since I think he'll be 1.
All right, let's do the FRLs and then the double hammers. FRLs, give it to us.
All right. Well,
how many are there?
Unfortunately, Scott's not going to be able to guess these because Lee Hodges and Alex Smalley are not in the field.
That's a crime against the game.
Smalley's been balling. How do you make it?
And he'd be good here because his total driving numbers are really good. And
ball knower.
You better hit it in the fairway. Okay.
They all could have gotten in, but Smalley missed out of a playoff by 1. Somebody who didn't miss a playoff by 1 in qualifying, you can hate on it, whatever. Cam Young's 80 to 1. He is probably going to shoot 3 under in the first round before he makes some sloppy errors the rest of the week. If it holds up, it's 80 to 1. We're on Cam.
Stop right there. You're projecting 67 for Cam Young first round Thursday at Oakmont.
Yes.
I love you. I really do. If
Andrew Landry could do it in 2016, Cameron Young could do it tomorrow.
Here's what I'm telling you. Somebody you've never heard of is going to be squarely on that board Thursday because that's just how it goes. That's how it works at a U.S. Open. They're going to have the round of their life, and then shout out to Mike Tirico who coined the phrase leaderboard gravity, and down they will come. Remember how pissed off people were at the leaderboard at Quail Hollow? This leaderboard feels more like I'll say a nondescript event. I don't want to cast aspersions to it. And then by Sunday, how is it going? Oh, here's Rahm, DeChambeau, and Scotty. What do you know? Sorry for stopping you. Continue with the FRLs.
FRLs, please.
Guess who's back, Steve?
Shady?
Cashmere?
Close. Russell Henley's back. 60 to 1. Russell Henley.
There we go.
FRL. And then the only other guy is sub 100, so there's 6 total. Henley 60, Cam Young 80, Denny McCarthy 90.
Gotta roll it here. He can roll it.
Played well. It plays well in that, I don't know if you call this the Northeast or not, Northeast Mid-Atlantic. That's not my expertise. That might be a Steve question.
Yeah, he's really big on geography.
And then 2 guys who played the USAM at Oakmont 2021. Ryan Gerard, who almost FRL'd at Quail Hollow, really good player, was better than Ben Griffin was in college, same program. That guy's really good. 100-1. Joe Highsmith also played 2021 USAM at Oakmont. He's 150, and then the never heard of guy to the majority of folks, 140-1 Benjamin James amateur. Those are the 6 FRLs.
6 FRLs.
Yep. It's
featuring an amateur that has absolutely no chance of being the first round leader.
All right, we got the FRLs, we got the single hammers. It's about that time.
Yeah, it's time for the doubles. Bryson top 10 minus 105 it is right now. Look, like he's gonna be. It's a hard track to find a great course comp, but Wingfoot is the one that most people are seeing as much correlation as you could. It's a little bit shorter than Wingfoot.
Can I jump in with a question, though? Can I jump in with a question? At Wingfoot, you could just hit it as far as you wanted and figure it out. The rough, and I'm not on the ground, but the way it's described, Gordo, I don't know that you can just hit it as far as you want and then figure it out. I don't know that you can. The figure it out part, I don't know that it can be figured out. Does that give you any pause?
It's 100% fair, I think, for everybody else that I'm investing units on this week. I'm taking that into account. Bryson's got these fake irons that he just figures it out from the rough. He always does.
Okay.
So he checked every single box that you could. I could see him winning.
Double hammer.
He's minus 105, and then we're never going to do a triple hammer because it's irresponsible.
Do it.
Never. But
do it.
Harris English, who by the way could absolutely win. 2-leg make the cut parlay. Harris English, Tommy Fleetwood, plus 110. Just couldn't feel better about that. That's the second double.
The second double hammer is a parlay on Harris English and Tommy Fleetwood to make the cut.
All right, I'm gonna put gonna put that in right now.
All right, Steve's
to
fine.
Make the cut. Go ahead, Gordo. You can expand on what you're talking about.
Look, Harris English has played in 9 U.S. Opens, Steve. How many cuts has he missed?
None.
Correct. Is he a Mount Rushmore of all-time dogs? Yes.
Current dogs, yes. I don't know the old timers.
We got.
He better than Kratzer?
Harris English. We got Harris English, Billy Kratzer, Anthony Edwards, and David Pollock.
Oh, all-time dogs?
Correct. That's just my list.
Did he say Herschel Walker?
No, he didn't.
He was honorable mention.
Oh, okay. Just all right. New topic.
Next subject.
What'd you say it was again? I'm sorry. Fleetwood and
Harris English to make the cut.
Fleetwood, Harris English, both to make the cut. And plus 107-ish.
Yes, plus 107.
Run to the units, Steve, not from them.
Run to them?
He basically told you it was a triple hammer, is what he told you.
Plus 107 parlay.
My God.
Where are you going to be Sunday?
Sunday the 16th.
You looping it for anybody? Father's Day?
Good point. I should probably hit up my dad, see if he I might be working. I don't know.
Do you have winners? Do you have any winners to people to win the tournament?
Yes, we do. We're on Scheffler, we're on Harris English, and we're on Tommy Fleetwood.
It's a flush factory right there. But I told you I was at the flush factory, didn't I? When I hit last week.
You did. You said a couple holes and then
almost quit the game. Almost quit the game, and then I remembered. Oh wait, you got to lift the club, and then there we go. Then that wrist is right in the right spot. Let it go, and then we visited the flush factory.
Gordo, I sent out a tweet asking for questions.
I saw that. Somebody asked me what my favorite Lehigh bar was, and I don't think it's open anymore.
Oh, does that make you feel old?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
That's always a sign.
That's a sign. But they say the older you get, the wiser you get, so hopefully that helps with the double hammers. I don't know if this is a real question or not. Should I read it?
Read it. It's just our pod. Let's see. This is from Jim Nance's Big Toe. Would Jesus aim for the fairway or the church pews on 18 this week? Can I answer that? I'll tell you what
Please.
Jesus would do. He would do what Angel Cabrera did in 07. He'd take his heater, pull a drag, throw it on the ground like this. Then he'd grab the big stick, whale a drive down the middle, knock it on the green, 2-putt, take his trophy, take it easy.
Bang. Gordo, do we have, if you were going to take low Canadian, who are you looking at?
It's a big hangover for them, Gordo, off last week. Obviously, they put all they had into last week in Canada.
I don't want to say it, but I would still do Corey Connors.
Mount Rushmore, current flush.
Maybe Hadwin, honestly, depending what the price is. This isn't a Pendy course, although he's really, really good, but this isn't a Pendy course.
Hadwin rolled it great this weekend.
After the Rushmore we just got of Georgia athletes,
that's
the Mount
Rushmore. Just dogs.
The Mount Rushmore of current flushers. I don't know if it can be taken seriously.
I love David Pollock. He's a great friend. He didn't win a Heisman Trophy. How don't you have Herschel Walker on? You're like, you know what? We shouldn't do this because Georgia people are going to annihilate him.
Yeah, we don't want that.
I don't want that. I don't want that.
It's not so much on-field performance; it's more mental attitude.
Plus, they've never been in the hotel bar with Kratz just chopping it up.
Yeah,
and if they had been, then he'd make the list. So, does that conclude the list for
what do you got for final winning score?
Not betting it. I mean, it's very weather dependent.
It's supposed to rain?
60% next 2 days.
Well, that's Tuesday and
It's
Wednesday.
rained a lot. Either way, the greens are going to be fast, but, like Cabrera won it at 5 over, DJ won it at 4 under. That's a big range. What is the line, Steve? Is it out there? Is it 280?
It's only Monday. We are asking you to put
asking you to go ahead of your normal schedule. So
that's fine. This has become the routine. We're right in the upper 80s of finality on the card.
Hey,
It'll be done by tomorrow night.
Did the loop for the weekend loop at the club thing go well? Did that guy? Did your horse perform well?
It was a member. So we had 2 bags, bag on each shoulder. Matt and Drew tied for 15th.
What do you get for that? Like a sleeve of Top Flights?
You carried both bags?
Yeah, Steve. That's how you do it. Look. So it was good.
Loop.
It was like a 30 unit weekend, which is good for me.
Okay.
And I couldn't recommend looping any more to anybody out there who, whether it's a 9 to 5 or whatever, if you can find a course within 45 minutes and get out there on the weekends.
Yeah, but
maybe
you know the
Monday
game.
Outings.
You know the game. You act like any Joe Schmo could go off the streets. Hey, grab me your bag. I don't want some guy like that.
You'd be surprised some of the other caddies out there how little they know after.
I believe it.
Doing it.
I believe it. Question: would you? This is from Big Nasty 69. Would you have looped so many rounds since the PGA if you won your double hammers?
Absolutely not. It is not easy work.
We're pressing her, and we're pressing with a parlay double. Hammer.
No, this isn't pressing at all. This isn't.
No, he couldn't feel better. It would be a triple hammer, but he didn't want to be reckless and irresponsible. If I heard
100%.
things.
Do you realize how many good sequences you need to hit a parlay?
Elite sequences.
Touche. But do you realize how many bad sequences would have to occur for these two to not make the cut?
I just think adding a second person to have a week where they hit 1 or 2 in the rough, and now you're
for even money. Well, Fleetwood's minus 340.
Miss?
Oh, to make.
That's what I mean.
So that's what he's doing. The
Fun
parlay.
fact: Pinehurst last year, double hammer, top 40 parlay, Henley and Morikawa.
Yep.
Cashed it and laughed.
didn't even have any sweat. It was great. That's what we're getting back to.
Well, I hope it's
Harris
a good
English,
Father's Day, and that Steve can celebrate his son's triumphs and brag to everybody about how the double hammers went.
Steve Gordon.
That's what I mean.
And I hope he's in Omaha.
The big Monday.
We do like the over tonight. We do like over 16.5.
That could
Not
be.
my lane,
Is that for one team or is that collective?
That's both squads. Both squads.
All right. Are you on the road with us for NBA Finals or what?
No, I had to sit out this
You're
past
looping.
weekend for the member.
Okay.
And then
It's the NBA Finals, and you're at fucking Hartford looping a member.
Yeah, but it was a 30-unit weekend.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot.
Run to the units.
Winless double hammers causes that
Run
decision.
to the units. See. All right, Gordo, listen.
All right.
We're praying hands emoji. We're locked in. Excited for all the good fortune sure to come your way. Run to the units. Enjoy the week. This is a great week. It's your favorite major, and I look forward to enjoying it. I'll be watching along with you, although not with you. Go ahead, Steve.
At DGord tweets for any further. Are we going to get immediate reaction after rounds to the bets, or are we laying out till Sunday?
Thursday, instant reactions, and then probably nothing till Sunday.
Okay.
There you go.
All right, boys.
Set the
Thanks a
agenda.
lot.
Enjoy the day, Gordo. Be well.
See
We
you
love
out there.
you.
Enjoy
You're
the
best.
hammers.
Enjoy the hammers. He's got a great point because
About?
the parlay double hammer that he hit last year.
Right.
And people hated it.
Until it won.
And then it won. So I'm nervous about how many times he goes to the well with his guys. You know?
I'm just nervous
Our
because
guy.
he's on a bad bender. Sometimes you got to spiral, but maybe he hit the ground, and now it's the resurrection. It's the double hammer resurrection. I don't know.
He is risen. All right.
Is there anything else?
I don't think. I had some notes about. I'll save it for next week because we did. Our guy John Parolin sent me an email. Remember when we did the Rockies, and then Gordo had that team from like the 1800s that they were on pace with?
Yep.
It's what happened in these games. The title of the email was "How Terrible Are the Rockies?" I just want to give you a team. I'll tease it for next week.
Okay. What, like the all-time?
The Rockies are one of two teams all time to have already reached 50 losses at the time of their 10th win in a season. The other team was the 1884 Kansas City Unions.
Yeah.
No logo. I got some notes on them for next week that I don't want to bore the people with. They got to lock and load on these bets.
Yep.
So you're going Rahm, huh?
John Rahm.
10-1. 10-1. You're on it.
John Rahm.
Got any top 20s?
I mean, I'll have the world top 20.
Trying to think. Where are we Wednesday? Oh, we're at work.
Wednesday.
Wednesday
we're in Indianapolis.
Oh yeah, Game 3.
Then back Thursday. Then Friday in Indianapolis. Then OKC next Monday. So we'll have to do OKC next Monday no matter what. Which means next week's pod and reacts to everything that happens will have to be Tuesday. Got the game plan?
Can we do Monday morning before we leave?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I think.
Let's do that.
Fine. Monday morning pod, but then we get on a plane and go.
We go to the airport together.
Okie doke.
I'll drive.
All right, everybody, all the pops out there, have a happy Father's Day. Go buy yourself, treat yourself. Buy yourself a Vilebrequin. Give it to wifey, and she'll give it to you.
It's your only me day.
Ask for what you want in life. You want to watch the U.S. Open? Say, Pop's going to hunker down right here. Whatever it is. 364, can it be for everybody else? Sunday, for you fellas. And for those of us that remember our Pops, and we know there's a bunch of you out there, Steve and I have had some really cool conversations on these planes the last couple of times about stuff. So we know that there's a bunch of you out there that'll be remembering them with a lot of love in your heart. So shouts to you and to them as well. So we'll circle back and see you a week from Monday. Pray for Gordo.